Welcome, fellow tea enthusiasts and curious minds, to another comforting yet invigorating episode of the Leap Podcast. I'm your host, Zara, and I'm brewing up something special for you today.
And hello everyone, I'm Omar, and I'm ready to steep ourselves in a topic that's been comforting humanity for millennia, tea. Whether you're a devout daily drinker or just occasionally dabble, you know there's something truly magical about that warm cup.
Absolutely, Omar. For me, tea isn't just a drink, it's a ritual. A moment of calm in a busy day. My earliest memory of tea is my grandmother in our village, always with a steaming cup of doodh patty, milk tea, in her hand, the aroma of cardamom filling the air. It felt like the heart of the home. What about you?
Oh, that's such a beautiful image, Zara. For me, it's the quiet contemplation of a carefully brewed green tea after a long day of work. My grandfather always used to say, "A problem shared over tea is a problem halved," and I remember discovering the sheer variety of teas during my travels. I once tried a smoked lapsang souchong in a small shop in London. It tasted like a campfire in a cup. It was bizarre, but unforgettable.
A campfire in a cup? That's quite an experience. And that's exactly what we want to explore today. Tea is so much more than just a beverage. It's a history, a culture, a science, and a personal comfort. But, like everything we consume, it has its bright sides and its shadows.
Today, we're going on a grand journey through the world of tea. We'll uncover its incredible benefits, from ancient wisdom to modern science, but we won't shy away from its potential downsides either, because being informed is key to enjoying anything responsibly.
We'll share more stories, break down the different types of tea, and by the end of this episode, you'll have a much clearer picture of what your cup of tea is truly doing for you. So settle in, perhaps with your favorite brew, and let's begin. Let's start by appreciating the sheer journey of tea, Omar. From a small leaf in ancient China, it has conquered the world.
It's truly fascinating. Legend has it that tea was discovered by accident over 4,000 years ago by Emperor Shen Nung, when a tea leaf fell into his boiling water. From those humble beginnings it spread, becoming a medicinal tonic, then a refreshing drink, and finally, a global phenomenon.
And it adapted to every culture it touched. Think of the elaborate Japanese tea ceremony, Shonoryu Sir, which is about mindfulness and respect, every movement precise and deliberate, or the intricate Chinese gongfu tea ceremony, focusing on appreciating the tea's nuances.
My first real eye-opener to tea's cultural depth was in Japan. I was invited to a traditional tea ceremony by a colleague. I expected just a drink, but it was so much more. Every gesture, every utensil, the quiet atmosphere, it was a spiritual experience. I learned to truly slow down, to focus on the steam, the aroma, the warmth of the bowl. It made me realize that tea can be a pathway to mindfulness, not just a caffeine hit.
That's beautiful, Omar. It's a testament to how tea can connect us to tradition and presence. And then you have the British afternoon tea, a delightful social occasion with tiny sandwiches and scones. And of course, in South Asia, our chai isn't just a drink, it's an invitation, a symbol of hospitality, friendship, and conversation.
I remember being in a bustling market in Lahore, and the aroma of chai from a street vendor was irresistible. He made it in a huge pot, boiling the milk, tea leaves, sugar, and ginger all together. It was strong, sweet, and incredibly invigorating. It wasn't just about the taste, it was about the energy of the street, the chatter, the shared moment. These traditions show us that tea is often about connection, whether to ourselves or to others.
Exactly. And it's this rich history and cultural significance that often makes us overlook the profound health impacts this humble leaf has. So let's transition now into the core of our discussion, the wonderful benefits of tea.
When we talk about the benefits of tea, Zara, we often start with the science. The unsung heroes of tea are compounds called polyphenols and antioxidants, particularly catechins. These are like little superheroes fighting off damage in our bodies.
They really are. Antioxidants help protect our cells from something called free radicals, which are linked to aging and many chronic diseases. It's like giving your body a protective shield. I started drinking green tea regularly a few years ago, not for a specific reason, just because I liked the taste. But after a few months, I noticed I was getting fewer colds, and I just felt a bit more vibrant overall. I truly believe the antioxidants played a role.
That's fantastic to hear, Zara. And different types of tea bring their own unique strengths. Let's break down some of the main players.
First up, green tea. This one is often lauded for its health benefits. It's minimally processed, so it retains a lot of those powerful antioxidants. Studies suggest it can boost metabolism, helping with weight management, and it's fantastic for brain function.
The brain function part is key. Green tea contains an amino acid called L-theanine A, which creates a calm, focused alertness without the jitters you might get from coffee. I often switch to green tea in the afternoons when I need to concentrate, but don't want to feel overstimulated. It's like a gentle nudge for my brain. I feel sharper, but also more relaxed.
It's that balance that's so appealing. Then we have black tea. This is the most popular type globally, often what people think of when you say tea. It's more oxidized than green tea, giving it that darker color and richer flavor. Black tea is great for heart health, can aid gut health due to its unique polyphenols, and provides a steady energy boost.
Black tea is my morning ritual, especially a strong English breakfast blend. I used to rely solely on coffee, but it would often give me a quick rush followed by a crash. With black tea, it's a smoother, more sustained energy. I feel awake and focused, but without that anxious edge. It sets a calmer tone for my whole day.
That sustained energy is definitely a big plus. Next, oolong tea, which is a fascinating middle ground between green and black. It's partially oxidized, offering a complex flavor profile that can range from floral to toasty. Oolong has been linked to weight management and improving bone health.
It's a connoisseur's tea, really. Then there's white tea, the least processed of all true teas. It's made from young tea leaves or buds, giving it a delicate flavor. Because it's so minimally processed, it's believed to retain the highest concentration of antioxidants among all teas.
That's why it's often seen as the healthiest by some. And beyond the true teas, which all come from the Camellia sinensis plant, we have herbal teas, or tisanis. These aren't technically tea, but infusions of various plants. Think chamomile for sleep, peppermint for digestion, or ginger for nausea and immunity.
Herbal teas are fantastic for targeted benefits. I remember a particularly nasty flu a few winters ago. I felt absolutely miserable, but my partner kept bringing me hot mugs of ginger and lemon tea. It didn't cure the flu, but it soothed my throat, eased the nausea, and honestly, the warmth and care made me feel a lot better emotionally. It's amazing how much comfort a simple cup of herbal tea can bring.
The comfort aspect is huge, and it leads us to the broader mental and emotional benefits of tea. Beyond the L-theanine, the very act of preparing and drinking tea can be a powerful mindfulness practice.
Absolutely. The ritual of boiling water, steeping the leaves, watching the color deepen, feeling the warmth of the cup, it forces you to slow down. For me, that morning cup of black tea before the emails start flooding in is my non-negotiable moment of peace. It's a deliberate pause that helps me gather my thoughts and set my intentions for the day. It helps manage my stress before it even begins to build.
That sense of ritual is incredibly grounding. And finally, let's not forget simple hydration. While water is always king, unsweetened tea contributes to your daily fluid intake, which is essential for overall health, energy levels, and even cognitive function.
So, from ancient wisdom to modern science, the benefits of tea are incredibly compelling. But to be truly informed, we must also look at the other side of the coin. Not everything about tea is purely positive.
Let's transition now to the potential disadvantages and important considerations when it comes to tea. The first, and perhaps most obvious, is caffeine content.
Yes, while caffeine can provide that energy boost, too much of a good thing can quickly become a bad thing. For some people, especially those sensitive to caffeine, even moderate amounts can lead to insomnia, jitters, anxiety, and even heart palpitations.
I learned this the hard way during my university days. I was trying to pull an all-nighter for an exam and kept brewing strong black tea to stay awake. By 3 a.m. I was so jittery, I couldn't focus on my notes. My heart was pounding, and I felt sick to my stomach. I ended up getting barely any sleep and performing poorly. It was a clear lesson that more caffeine doesn't always equal more productivity.
That's a classic example. It's crucial to know your own caffeine tolerance. Another common concern is tannins. These are natural compounds in tea that give it its astringent, sometimes bitter taste. The downside is that tannins can interfere with the absorption of iron, especially non-heme iron found in plant-based foods.
That's important for vegetarians and vegans especially. My doctor advised me to drink my tea between meals, rather than right after, to minimize this interference. A simple timing adjustment can make a big difference.
Absolutely. And a more cosmetic concern for many is tooth staining. Especially black tea, due to its dark pigments, can cause discoloration over time.
I've definitely noticed that, especially with my daily black tea habit. My dentist recommended rinsing my mouth with water immediately after drinking tea, and for those who are really concerned, using a straw can help reduce contact with the front teeth.
Good tips, Zara. Another potential disadvantage for some individuals is acid reflux or stomach upset. Certain teas, particularly strong black or green teas, can be acidic or stimulate stomach acid production, leading to discomfort for those prone to indigestion or GERD.
For those sensitive, it's often best to drink tea after a meal rather than on an empty stomach, or to opt for milder herbal teas. Also, it's vital to talk about interactions with medications. This is where you must consult your doctor. For instance, high amounts of green tea can potentially interact with blood thinners due to its vitamin K content. Certain herbal teas can also affect medications for heart conditions, blood pressure, or even mental health.
This is a serious point and why we always emphasize professional medical advice. Never substitute tea for medication without consulting your healthcare provider. Another growing concern, especially with mass-produced teas, can be pesticides and contaminants. Tea plants can be sprayed with pesticides, and there have been reports of heavy metals or other contaminants in some lower quality teas.
This is why sourcing matters so much. When I first started getting serious about tea, I bought whatever was cheapest. But then I read an article about the quality of some conventional teas, and it really opened my eyes. I started seeking out organic, fair trade teas from reputable suppliers. They cost a little more, but knowing I'm drinking something clean and ethically sourced gives me peace of mind. It's an investment in your health.
That's a great journey you went on, Zara. It highlights the importance of being an informed consumer. And perhaps the most common way tea's benefits are undermined is through additions. Adding excessive sugar, artificial sweeteners, or too much milk can negate many of the health benefits.
Oh, absolutely. My uncle used to drink his chai with about 3 teaspoons of sugar per cup, multiple times a day. He loved it, but it was essentially a sugar delivery system. When he decided to cut down on sugar for his health, it was tough at first, but now he enjoys his chai with just a hint of sweetness, or even plain. He says he can taste the actual tea now, and he feels much better for it.
That's a fantastic example. It shows that sometimes the disadvantage isn't the tea itself, but how we consume it. Finally, a less direct but important consideration is the risk associated with very hot temperatures. Research suggests that regularly drinking beverages that are extremely hot, above 65 degrees Celsius or 149 degrees Fahrenheit, may increase the risk of esophageal cancer.
It's not about the tea, but the temperature. So letting your tea cool slightly before drinking it, rather than gulping it down scalding hot, is a wise practice.
So while tea offers a remarkable array of benefits, being mindful of its caffeine, tannins, potential interactions, sourcing, and preparation methods is crucial for truly harnessing its power.
We've journeyed through the rich history, cultural significance, myriad benefits. Now let's bring it all together with some advice for responsible and mindful tea consumption.
The overarching theme here is moderation and awareness. Listen to your body. If you're sensitive to caffeine, opt for herbal teas or stick to a smaller amount of caffeinated tea earlier in the day.
And remember that timing for tannins. If you're concerned about iron absorption, enjoy your tea between meals.
Quality absolutely matters. Invest in good quality, organic, and ethically sourced teas whenever possible. This minimizes exposure to pesticides and ensures you're getting the purest form of those beneficial compounds.
Experiment with different brewing times and temperatures. Oversteeping can make tea bitter due to increased tannin release. And remember the temperature rule for hot beverages. Let it cool slightly.
Don't be afraid to explore different varieties. The world of tea is vast and diverse. You might discover a green tea that gives you amazing focus, or a chamomile that helps you wind down perfectly before bed.
And most importantly, savor the experience. Whether it's a quick cup on the go or a leisurely afternoon tea, bring a moment of mindfulness to your brew. It's a chance to pause, reflect, and appreciate.
My hope is that after this episode, you'll approach your next cup of tea with new understanding and appreciation, making choices that benefit both your body and your mind.
Exactly. May your tea be strong, your mind be clear, and your heart be full. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of tea.
It's been a fascinating journey, Zara.
Now, to make sure we're all speaking the same tea language, let's have Charlotte explain some of the key phrases we used today.
Hey everyone, it's Charlotte here, ready to clarify some of the words and phrases that came up in today's insightful discussion about tea. Boosting your vocabulary helps you understand the nuances. Doodh pa tea, a common South Asian style of tea made by boiling tea leaves directly in milk and water, often with sugar and spices. Connoisseur, someone who is an expert judge in matters of taste and appreciation, especially of fine foods or drinks. For example, a tea connoisseur. Polyphenols, a large group of natural compounds found in plants, including tea, that are known for their antioxidant properties and potential health benefits. Antioxidants. Substances that can prevent or slow damage to cells caused by free radicals, unstable molecules that the body produces as a reaction to environmental and other pressures. Catechins. A type of antioxidant found in tea, especially green tea, known for various health benefits. L-theanine. An amino acid found in tea leaves, known for promoting relaxation without drowsiness and improving focus. Tissacenes. The proper botanical term for herbal infusions that are not made from the Camellia sinensis plant, true tea. Examples include chamomile, peppermint, ginger, etc. Commensurate. Meaning, in proportion, or corresponding in amount or degree. We mentioned commensurate results, meaning results that match the effort put in. Tannins. Natural compounds found in tea, and wine, etc., that give it an astringent, sometimes bitter taste, and can affect iron absorption. Disproportionate. Too large or too small in comparison to something else. For example, a disproportionate reaction means an emotional response that was too big for the situation. Scalding hot. Extremely hot, to the point of potentially causing a burn. Harnessing its power. Making full use of its benefits or strength. There you have it, a deeper dive into some great words to help you discuss the amazing world of tea. Back to you, Zara and Omar.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. Those explanations really add clarity to our conversation.
Absolutely. And listeners, we truly hope this extensive journey through the world of tea has enlightened you and given you a newfound appreciation for your next cup.
May your tea be brewed perfectly, and your moments of enjoyment be many. Until next time, keep leaping forward.